We have a lot of unknowns when it comes to this young Chicago Bulls squad. But on today's topic, me and CDubb, we got a question to pose for y'all. So think about it and see if you will agree with us or disagree with us. Who this season is going to have the greater impact? Will it be Josh Giddey or will it be Patrick Williams? Make your decision because we about to make ours. Y'all know we going to chop it up, break it down, but you got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys of Cognac Boy Bobby, and I am with my dog CDubb. What's the word?
What's the word, nephew? What's going on? You
Hey,
got a great topic, gang.
man. If y'all tuned in with us today, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. Chime in on the topic and let us know what y'all thinking. Who will have the greater impact? We ain't talking about for the entire team. We talking about some is it coming down between Josh Giddey and Patrick Williams. CDubb, kick it off. Who's gonna have the greater impact? Patrick Williams or Josh Giddey?
Okay. When you told me about this topic, I think like almost a week ago, maybe a couple of days, maybe 3-4 days ago, I was like, damn, this is great. I got to think on this because this is a great question. And both of these guys got a lot to play for this season. Let's talk about Josh Giddey. Just getting exiled from a great young team in OKC. I heard Chet Holmgren had some comments, said he was really hurt about losing Josh Giddey. We know how talented this kid is. Big, strong guard or forward, small forward, depending on where you want to put him. Just top elite playmaking passer, especially on a fast break. He got a lot of shit to prove. What is he, 21 years old? I think he is. He's 21 years old. He feel like he's been exiled. He's been pushed out of OKC. He got a lot to give. This is his chance to show that what type of player he is, and he feels like OKC don't believe in him. And then you look at a guy like Patrick Williams, started to come along, had another bump in the road, and it's always that. Where did I hear this? Somebody in a sports nation, they was like, every time I get a rhythm. Oh, Lonzo said that. Every time seems like I get a rhythm, a roadblock always comes and mess up my momentum and rhythm. Patrick Williams has all of the tools, the God-given tools, strength, size, athletic ability, one of the best shooters on this Chicago Bulls team. But he can never put it all together, it seems, at the same time. So who do you pick? A guy that you just see it in him. He just can't get it out. He just always seems to be like a roadblock in a way. He get an injury. He's not being aggressive enough. They calling him passive P, or a kid who feels slated from a rising team like OKC with abundance of talent, especially at his position. I'm gonna go with Patrick Williams. I think Patrick Williams is at a point in his career where he has no choice. And with the additions on this team, and I don't try to read into this, nephew, thinking I'm just putting pressure on him, because you know how much I love Matas Buzelis. But I think if it don't happen now, it'll never happen. So Patrick Williams will have the most impact for the Chicago Bulls, and that's in a negative and a positive light. Because if it don't work, that means Matas can come up and take that reign. And I don't worry about Matas. But if it do work, we good. And we got two great wing players, kind of the same. I like Matas a little better, but he can come off the bench. What do you say to that?
I think it's a fair way to look at it. And I think the way that you kind of painted and provided the context means a lot, especially when you talk about Josh Giddey. Now, when they talk about that impact, for what I believe that Josh Giddey is going to be able to do is just provide that constant point guardsmanship for the Chicago Bulls. But I think that constant performance or night in and night out on how we expect Josh Giddey to look, I believe the difference maker is going to be Patrick Williams.
Okay.
And it's not simply because I do believe that Josh Giddey is going to be the guy that spreads everything. He's going to get things set up. Me personally, I already believe he's going to go 18, 6, and 7 at a
Mm,
minimum. At a
okay.
minimum. So that's an increase from just about every statistical category that he had last season. I believe that's going to be due to, the chip that's on his shoulder right now. They pretty much trying to say, hey, he was going to be a bench player, according to Sam Presti, if he stayed on OKC.
Hmm.
And I'm with him on that. But I think with what Patrick Williams can provide for the squad, I got to go with him. And it's all or nothing for him right now.
Yeah.
You either you finally gonna break through or not. A lot of us made the excuse saying that DeMar DeRozan was in your way. He's not in your way anymore.
Nope.
Are you gonna rise up to the occasion? But I'm gonna say the greater impact simply because I think that along with the 3-point shooting that Patrick Williams is going to provide over 40% from the three, along with the defensive presence that he's going to
Mm-hmm.
provide with the Chicago Bulls, I just look at it as having a greater effect if Patrick Williams is humming. If Patrick Williams is not humming, I think the Bulls are not going to win that many games.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? I still got him between that 30 and 35 game range. If Patrick Williams is on, I believe the Bulls can exceed 35 wins.
I agree.
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying? That's why, and it's not no knock to Josh Giddey because I believe he's going to have an outstanding season for the Chicago Bulls. But we know what can be killers when it comes to teams. If you start loading up on 3-point shots, and we seen Patrick Williams now, those drives to the basket, he was boinking the dunks at
Yeah.
first. Now he putting them in.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that can spell for more dominant performances,
Yeah.
which will result in a greater impact for Patrick Williams. What you say to that?
I I agree with you, nephew. I was saying that this is going to define his career right here. This year's going to define his career as far as, are you a go-to guy or are you a 3-and-D bench player? You know what I'm saying? Because it's enough of this already with Patrick Williams. I just want to know from you. I just wanted to throw a question to you. What are the numbers for Patrick Williams average this season for you can be like, okay,
For sure.
okay, Pat.
So Patrick Williams last season averaged 10 points, pretty much 4 rebounds, 1.5 assists per game. To have or the belief that Patrick Williams is gonna have the greater impact, he has to get upwards of he gotta be hovering around 18, 19 points per game, bro.
Yes, yes,
And
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 that's
and I expect him to have more touches. Me personally, I look at like when it comes down to the hierarchy on who's going to take the most shots, that's Zach LaVine.
me,
After that, Kobe White and P. Will.
P.
You
Will.
got to
Yep.
go insert yourself into that conversation.
Okay.
If he doesn't, what else do you do as a Chicago Bull coach? You just
Yeah.
paid this young fella, and you know when people get the bag, expectations change. But I gotta play devil's advocate.
Mm,
I believe I pick, but I got another question.
mm.
Who's closer to an all-star appearance between Josh Giddey and Patrick Williams?
Great question. I'm gonna go with Pat Williams. I'm gonna go with Pat. Josh Giddey, it's a lot of competition at like a point guard position or a
Okay, I get where
guard.
you're going now.
So I will, he's a forward. I'll still stick with Pat. I'll stick with Pat. It's tough though. It's close.
It's
I'll stick
definitely a
with Pat.
close one. I think right now, early on, before seeing him play, I think Josh Giddey got it just a little bit
Uh huh.
because of the expectation that he's gonna have the ball in his hands just about
Yeah, yeah,
every
yeah,
possession. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Of course, I believe some of those splits is gonna come with not DeMar. He ain't
Zach.
even on the squad no more. I'm tweaking. Zach LaVine and Kobe White. That's gonna be shared. You know what I'm saying, to create and initiate offense. So I would say right now that edge, and it's not head over shoulders, but it's like neck and neck type of
Neck and
thing.
neck. Yeah.
Yeah, that Josh Giddey is closer, simply because what I believe the role is going to be, and that's what kind of makes it different. Because I come and say that, And then people like, so how can you still pick Patrick Williams for the impact? It's because not only the offensive side of the ball, I'm looking at the defensive side of the ball. And if you're looking
Absolutely.
at the offensive side of the ball, I'm looking at the ability to attack the basket emphatically with dunks and the 3-point shooting on the offensive side. And then on the defensive side of the spectrum, this man is guarding the best fours in the league.
Yeah.
Every night.
Every night.
You're not going to task Josh Giddey with doing that.
Yeah. And he's just not that good playing defense anyway, to tell you the truth. And I wanted, and the reason I asked you that, nephew, because this will be a qualifier to say that you might call it simple, but I believe this is my logic on this. If Patrick Williams is competing for most improved player, because you said 18 points per game, right?
Yeah, that'll be an 8-point increase.
If he's competing, I ain't say win. Mm-hmm. If his name is in that discussion, then we'll know what we got in Patrick Williams. And not just Patrick Williams got somebody chasing his spot. And I know you ain't gonna agree with this. Lonzo Ball lurking. Josh Giddey, he lurking. Oh, I'm telling y'all. Look at nephew, get ready. He lurking. If he right, Lonzo Ball better than Josh Giddey to me. So go ahead and let
I feel you on that. I think that's what the consistency is, though. So I'm not even mad at the thought, because just heard Lonzo Ball say, bro, back when I was in New Orleans, I felt like I was the best point guard of the league. Before I went down and got hurt when I was with New Orleans. Some gonna disagree. You know what I'm saying? But that's fine. But you could tell what his mindset was. And as much as I said, hey, look, bro, I don't want to hear about the recovery. Just come back. He's been working his ass off for 2 years. You think that he not finna try to come out here and let the Chicago Bulls know he the better point guard?
Yeah.
Do you think, like we talk about sports, and sports are solely based on competition and talent.
Yep.
This man 2 years? You think he not finna try to come back with a vengeance and let motherfuckers know that he feeling better than ever?
Yep. I'm telling you.
That's all I'm saying. As much smoke as he's gotten because of his injury history, any guy that has worked themselves into pain and pretty much worked through negativity and still here, he got something to prove. Yeah. But the question is going to come down to who has more to prove, Lonzo Ball or Josh Giddey.
Ooh, damn, that's another video.
I'm just saying.
That's another video.
I'm just saying.
That's another video.
Because that's what it really is. It's going to come down to that. But then it's also going to come into each individual player to say, hey, this is my shit. Lonzo Ball, he had keys. He had to give them up unwillingly. His body didn't cooperate. He had to give up the keys, and he didn't really want to. I'm sure he didn't want to. But now is he ready to come back in and take the keys back?
Yep.
Will be another discussion for another.
Oh, that's another discussion. That's why I'm trying to keep you to keep that down.
That's what I'm saying. We're trying to jump too much into that.
Yeah. Hey, bro, to look at it. Okay, we know the starters. We know who the starters is, but all the motherfuckers, you got some young killers behind all y'all.
That's a fact.
At the one, maybe not Kobe. But Zach, Ayo, everybody disrespect Ayo. I don't know how better Ayo finna be coming into this season. Ayo a threat. Got Jalen Smith to Vooch. I heard it's going to be a competition to start. They got Montes Buzelis, Patrick Williams, Lonzo Ball, Josh Giddey. This is that training camp is going to be ugly, nephew.
It's going to be everything we want to hear and see.
Oh, bro, they're going to be battling. No, ain't nobody challenging Kobe. Ain't nobody challenging Kobe.
Nah. I mean, there is a challenge, because the challenge is Billy Donovan starting a 3-guard lineup, or you going with something different?
Right. Will he start a 3-guard lineup?
I mean, because if you want Kobe White to start, I mean, I know Josh Giddey can fit in, you know what I'm saying? People looking at him like that point forward type of makeup. Mm-hmm. But if we being technical, he's a guard. So you talking
Yeah.
about Giddey, Levine, and Kobe White? That's a whole nother thing. Billy
Yeah,
Donovan, you
bro.
want to run with that? Do you
Yeah.
feel comfortable with Zach Levine sliding to the 3 now? Or
Mm.
or are you looking at it more as like a position list starting lineup minus the center? Because you know the center, you gotta have one on the court. But everybody else, are you saying is Montes better fitted for the lineup? Is Patrick Williams better fitted for the lineup? Is Ayodo Sumo? Can he squeeze in there?
Bro.
That's all I'm saying. It's just something that you got to think about because we all said it. You know, Zach Levine's been playing at 2, DeMar at the 3, but you still gotta you gotta have a good mesh of players in your starting and finishing lineups.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Joe. And I don't know. I don't want Zach Levine guarding 3.
Oof.
That's what all the best players is. I do not want Zach Levine guarding at the 3. So it's tough. It's tough.
It's definitely a tough one. I mean,
Yeah.
but do you think like because not last season, but the year prior, we was like, damn, Zach was really defending Muggs. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Not last season, but the year prior to that. We
Yeah.
like, hey, Zach Levine ain't horrible this season. He
Mm-hmm.
actually stand in front of some mugs. He
Yeah.
actually has some solid defensive possessions. You
We
know what I'm
did.
saying? Especially like in clutch moments.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll
We'll
have to
see
see
how
for that.
we'll see how motivated I think he'll be motivated to score buckets. Let's see how motivated he is to play defense and get in a defensive stance and shit. But it's a lot of questions about this team that need to be answered before we even put a ball on the court. No Diddy. So we're gonna see very soon, y'all. I think it's a couple more weeks to training camp.
For
Let's
sure.
go.
Definitely a couple more weeks to training camp. That starts in September. The first preseason game will be October 8th. And
Oh,
Josh Giddey turns 22 October 10th.
oh
So
my
it's blessed.
goodness. It's lit. We getting back,
It's
y'all. We
blessed.
almost there.
Almost back in full force with all the best sports in the world around the same time. Football and basketball. What better combination can you ask for?
Ain't no
Hey,
better.
ladies and gentlemen, talk to your spouses right now. Whoever they are, talk to your spouses right now. Just look, y'all. I had to pay the bill. My wife got a hobby. I support the hobby so I can be right here.
Smart young man. Smart young
Shit,
man.
shit. But hey, you got anything left, big dog?
Yeah, we getting ready for training camp. Y'all just stay in tune. Stay in tune. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, man. We on our way to 7K.
For sure. Thank y'all for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel before you get up out of here. I know some of you all are wondering when the mailbag episode is going to drop. That's going to drop tomorrow. So you still got time to call in, state your name, and leave your take and be a part of the mailbag episode tomorrow. The number to call in and do so is 773-242-9219. That's it from us today, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to y'all's Bulls Nation. Always see red, and you already know we're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Cognac. Gang.